how to invest in the stock market, how to get started with the stock market. This is a very interesting question because very few people are willing to learn how to invest in the stock market, and indeed this is the reason why about 98% of them fail to make money over a long period of time. Some people might be able to make some bucks here and there, but when things start to go bad or very bad, as happened in 2008, in the last recession of 2008, the same people have been completely wiped out of the market. With this recent technology, people think that using sophisticated tools, using expert advisor, algorithm, or whatever funny name you want to call it, they will be able to make money out of the market. But the reality is that making money in the financial market on a consistent basis is not that easy. I'm sorry to be so cruel with you, but this is just the reality. I spent the last decade to understand financial market, how financial market moves. You see, if you want to start investing your money somewhere, there is only one single rule that will keep you safe when markets start to crash, as happened in 2008. And many times before that, so it will probably happen again. This rule is so simple that you probably already know what I'm talking about, and for the same reason, it's so simple that most people forget to think about that too. So this rule is simply to protect the downside, all right? Protect the downside. It's that easy, isn't it? You see, when it comes down to investing, you don't really need complicated techniques or ultra-modern technology or any fancy thing to make money over the long haul. All you need is if you think about that, all you need is the protection of your principal. If you want to become financially free, you have to create an environment that allows you to sleep at night, even if things around you are falling apart, as happened already. If anything, you have to keep it as simple as possible, using very proven and time-tested strategies. All the wealthiest people that I know of, and by the way, just to make clarity around this argument, with wealthy doesn't mean multi-billionaires, all right? As long as you can generate a healthy and steady income without relying on, let's say, your physical presence, you can call yourself wealthy. So with that in mind, all the wealthiest people that I know of, in order to maintain their wealth, regardless of where they are investing their money, right? They protect the downside. I want you to understand this. There are two things that you need to know when it comes down to investing, or actually any other profession, so not only investing. One is skills, and the other one is discipline, all right? The first, such as skills, refers to your capacity to learn what it takes, to learn how the market moves, to learn the difference between asset classes, correlation, market drivers, how to place order, brokers, fees, and all these kind of physical skills, so to speak. Discipline, instead, is something let's say less tangible, but in my opinion, much more important than skills themselves. Remember this, when it comes down to a financial market, and actually not only financial market, really everything in life, really, 5% is strategy and 95% is your mindset. After having pulled the trigger, it's totally and completely up to you what to do with your position, with that position. You can decide to buy more, you can decide to double down, you hang in there, you can sell the position itself or partial selling, whatever other action you will think of. There will be nobody, and I mean no one, to tell you what to do with your position. So that's why discipline, in my opinion, has such a big impact on your future as an investor or as a trader if you want to be more active in the market. I'll give you an example. If you would have bought Apple shares just after the dot-com bubble, about let's say 2001, 2002, 2003, that years, you would have paid less than $2 per share, okay? Less than $2. Now, at the time I'm speaking, Apple shares are worth more than $300, okay? We are talking about an increase of 26,000%. And if you would invested $1,000, 1,000 pound, whatever, back in 2002, 2003, not too bad with your investment, right? However, when you start, why I'm telling you that? Because when you start to see your money multiply over time, a lot of emotion will kick in, such as fear, anxiety, greed. Everyone's different, and based on your background, you will be more geared towards one side of the spectrum between fear of, let's say, losing what you already made, or greed, thinking about how much you can squeeze more off of that shares, that bunch of shares that you bought. Here's when discipline comes in your favor. You have to know what you are doing with these shares, which is the 5% skills I mentioned before, and you have to know when it's time for you to take action and use these skills. And this is where 99% of people lack in the financial market. And actually, this is also the reason why they lose money over time. I want you to think about that for a moment. If you know what you're doing and when, then really no one will stop you, because your action will be replicable over time, regardless the economy or the underlying that you decide to invest. Yes or yes? The key to create wealth is really very simple, regardless the kind of asset you want to invest your money on, okay? You need to take difference between what you are currently earning and what you are currently spending, all right? If this difference is negative, then I highly recommend you to watch one of my previous videos where I explained in details how to generate a positive cash flow. I will put the link in the description down below for you. If this difference is already positive, which I hope for you, then what you have to do is take it and invest it into learning new skills that allow you to create wealth, and then, and only then, invest your money over a long period of time. This is really it. This is all you have to do to become wealthy. There is, I think, nothing difficult to understand here. People think that they have to learn very complicated stuff, to make money, but this is not true at all. Think about this for a moment. I am based in London, England, and the average salary here in London is about £36,000 per year, okay? 36. The average person, the average Joe, works more than 40 years, okay, in his entire lifetime. If you take £36,000 and you multiply them by, let's say, 40 years, if you do the maths, is more than 1.5 million pounds, okay, across his or her entire working career. I mean 1.5 million pre-tax, okay? So what it means though is that everybody, every average person here in London earns more than a million throughout his entire career. However, only a few group of people is millionaire. So why is that? Why most people, and I personally estimate being in the range of about 95% of them, finish their career almost broke, or if not broke, nowhere near close to £1 million. The answer is, I think, is easy. It's because these 95% of people have never learned these skills to multiply their wealth. They have what is called new shiny object syndrome, and they lose sight of what's really important, such as learning the skills to multiply their wealth. They prefer living with short-term gain and long-term pain. But the point being is, if you want to become wealthy, you have to do the complete opposite. You have to sacrifice yourself now and your time now in the short term, learning what it takes to multiply your wealth, so you can then live your life in abundance with a vision of long-term gain. I believe that you will be much more better off if you learn how to sacrifice yourself, for example, now for the next, 5 years, and learn how to multiply your money, so you can then, after having learned how to do that, you can then live the rest of your life in abundance. And think about it. Do you prefer sacrifice, for example, 5 years now and then live free for the rest of your life, or do you prefer to live 40 years or more, maybe hopefully more, in pain, doing what you probably hate just to get by? You have to create the habits of savings now. You have to learn how to invest wisely your money. Instead of looking for the next shiny object, just go and develop investing skill, investing habits. Don't waste time. Don't wait, that you have more money. They will never come if you don't have the right habits. Start where you are with what you have. You will find that the answer and the money you need, you will find them along the way. Trust me on that. You won't regret it. What makes you think that you will do it later? If you're spending all you have now, what makes you think that you will start investing when you earn more money? If you don't change your habits right now in your current situation, if you don't change your paradigm toward money, nothing will change, regardless your salary. It could be £1,000, £10,000, £1 million or dollar, whatever it might be. If you don't have these habits now in yourself, nothing will change. You will continue to spend everything you have, regardless your salary. So if you're now thinking, what should I do then? Should I save $10 a month? What's the difference of saving $10 a month? It doesn't really make any difference, right? Wrong. Instead, as I said before, start where you are with what you've got, okay? You will find what you need along the way. If you start these new habits of saving, let's say, for example, £10, £10 now in your current situation, first, this dollar can start to multiply itself over time, because here you don't have to forget the compound effect, all right? And then, without even noticing, you start a new positive habits which you didn't have before. This is what all investors I know of do, really. They started to put the money aside, learn how to invest this money and use them eventually, these kids to invest the positive cash flow, the monthly positive cash flow they have created month after month. The secret to wealth is not about the money you put aside every month itself, but is the money you put aside every month plus the compound effect they have over a long period of time if invested wisely, okay? Money, you have to know that money loves speed. They go from who cares the least to who cares the most, basically from consumers to producer. Rather than keep chasing then the latest shiny object and keep being on the consumer side, try to move yourself from being a consumer to be a producer. Keep it simple. All you need is skills and discipline. With that, I can guarantee you that it's just a matter of time to become wealthy. With that being said, if you're interested to learn more about these topics, I am creating right now a video series where I'm gonna go when I'm gonna be showing you how you can create your own portfolio. I will be show you how you can start from scratch, from the very beginning, on how you can create your own portfolio based on your needs and your risk tolerance, if you like. I will be showing you how my own portfolio. I will cover which broker you can use and everything really you need to know to get started, including the different asset classes, so you can then pick the ones that suits you in order to create your portfolio. If you are interested, the only thing you have to do is to click the first link, okay, the first link in the description down below, and I will be sending it to you as soon as it will be ready. It might be possible that by the time you are watching these videos, the video series will be already out. So the only thing you have to do is just click the first link in the description down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I put a lot of valuable information up here that will help you to become financially independent. If you'd like me to notify you every time a new video is uploaded, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification as well so you will not miss any new video. If you liked this specific video, please go ahead and smash that like button for me as well, alright? This is Fabio Mezzogori. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.